Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About with Biff, Lucky, and Mr. Fun, the podcast where we will talk about everything. We will talk about anything. Quite frankly, Lucky, what are we going to do?
We're going to talk about some things and all. I don't know.
Oh, thank you. It's always and all, but you can say and things if you'd like. Again,
Thanks.
we've only done this, as I just figured it out, we've done this 141 previous times,
Whew.
and now this is our 142nd.
Are we running out? Are we ever going to run out of things to talk about? Because we say we're going to talk about it all, but I think it's infinite, right? There's always something to talk about.
Luckily, things happen in the world, whether it's our own world or the world around us, that allow us to talk about several things each given week. So Rockfish let us in again with Chesapeake Time. He's again the Northern Neck tour is going on in the month of September, and the dates will be in the show notes here as well as on YouTube. So we drink of the week. We are representing Scotty's. We are not drinking Scotty's. I've got I'll put makes it look really big right there. We are not drinking Scotty's vodka, but we promote it. And when we do drink vodka, we drink Scotty's. So
yeah, I had an awesome trip to Green Bay, Wisconsin to see the Commanders play Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. So we also played golf, and I packed my golf bag, which is as much Scotty's as I could get there. So Scotty's was representing in Green Bay, Wisconsin. But it was so funny. So I'm sitting in the airport to come home in Milwaukee, and I had a Scotty shirt on, and I get a text from Jen with a picture of the back of me saying, "Are you in the Milwaukee airport?" And somebody had sent her a picture of me with my Scotty shirt on. And I'm like, yeah, I am. Why do you say that? And she sent me the picture, and she goes, "Oh, my friend is sitting right behind you." And so Scotty and Jen's friends were sitting at the table right behind me in a restaurant, and I ended up hanging out with them for a bit. But it's funny, like they noticed my Scotty shirt in the airport. They're like, "How did Scotty?"
How did they recognize you from the back?
The hair had to be the hair.
Well, Jen recognized me. Plus, I did have a visor on at the time, and I had a Scotty shirt on that they gave me. Have you guys been to Green Bay, Wisconsin before to a game at Lambeau Field?
I have. I saw the Giants play the Packers on a Sunday night game.
What time of year was it?
It was October.
Okay. So we went, the weather was amazing, and it sort of was anticlimactic because it was warm, and going to Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra, it was sort of weird.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, every fan is in their seats before the game starts. That's how dedicated they are.
Right.
When Green Bay Packers have the ball on offense, the stadium is completely silent because they're letting the offense, be able to change plays, etc. And everyone is so nice. It is ridiculous how nice everybody was, even to opposing fans. So it was a once in a lifetime, just a very different culture that I'm sure most NFL and most professional sports are. So we had an amazing time. And
so
I wasn't paying attention. Who won that game?
The Green Bay Packers did.
Yeah. Okay. And what are you, a Giants fan?
Yeah,
the Giants just lost in the last, overtime to the Cowboys, and the Jets got waxed.
Rough start for the New York teams.
So, anyways,
I'm running out. I'm going to have to become a Bills fan next. I'm running out of New York teams.
Real quick, Lucky, we went as guests of one of the executives of the Green Bay Packers when we went. He's a car dealer up there in the Green Bay area, and they're publicly owned, right? They're owned by the public at large. And one of the things they tell all their fans is they are hosts, and not away fans don't get to Green Bay very often, and when they do, they should have the best time. So they're very, very welcoming of the away crowd, which is something that you wish other cities would do, but it's a different thing because they know people aren't going to go to Green Bay very often. So it's great.
Well, it's interesting. It's 100,000 people in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and have this football mecca located there. It's just a very unique, interesting place. So yeah, we had an amazing time.
Well, that's great. So, Mr. Fun, we jumped right into some stories there, but do you have a joke that you want to start us off with?
It's risque. Do you know there's limited jobs for gynecologists? Yeah, I think it's because there's only 3 openings.
Good one. I like that.
Wow. Wow. Wasn't expecting that one. Very quickly, our Western correspondent, JK, is in Scottsdale, Arizona this week. As he says, the eyelash run, which means he is supplying the salons in greater Scottsdale, Arizona. And there was a little back and forth. So JK, last week he was in Utah, I think we said. Then he was at a couple weeks ago, the Snake River Canyon. And Mr. Fun was sharing his, and I remember the same thing. Evil Knievel, which there's really not the modern day equivalent of Evil Knievel anymore, who was a stunt jumper, right, on
Yeah.
motorcycles, was going to jump across the Snake River Canyon. And the Snake River Canyon is not as big as the Grand Canyon, but it's big. And they made toys for it, right? They had a Snake River edition of this motorcycle, which was effectively, Mr. Fun, you can correct me if I'm wrong, a glorified rocket.
Well, he started out. He introduced this rocket for the bill. I'm sorry, a motorcycle with like
Yeah,
jet engines on the side of it, and then as it got closer to the jump, it was replaced with
yeah,
a rocket. And then
yeah.
J.K. was like, "Yeah, the parachute malfunctioned," which I think is BS. Because I think if he really wanted to do it, he would have done it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I just remember, so he went off over the jump, and then it just sort of dribbled down, right? Because it just fell into the gorge, and he
yeah,
had a parachute. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
very, very anticlimactic, to your point, Mr. Fun.
Well,
So,
Yeah.
but
you guys mentioned that there's no modern day. What about like Chris Angel and all those crazy tricks he does, like Houdini-esque, where he locks himself in stuff and escapes? Like, is that the modern day equivalent of Evil Knievel?
no, well, that's Chris Angel. They are illusionists, right, or magicians, right? And you
Yeah.
said Houdini, right? So that's
Yeah.
the sort of thing they do. Evil Knievel's shtick was jumping over things. Now you have Travis Pastrana, Maryland's own, right, from the Annapolis area, who has the Nitro Circus, and they jump over a lot of things. But it's not at the same level. Although he did jump over the Annapolis Harbor one time, but it doesn't have the national following. I think maybe because we're older, that Evil Knievel had the hold of it had a hold of America at the time. So I don't
I
know. Maybe there's
I
somebody.
vaguely remember some guy who had metal teeth catching a bullet in his mouth. Do you remember this?
Yeah, there might have been something like that.
Vaguely.
Probably in one of those shows in the '70s where you'd have people on TV. Yeah, I do vaguely remember that. Not
Who's
not the
gonna
guy
catch
that
a
was in the
bullet in
Jaws.
their mouth?
I remember a New York Giant racing a thoroughbred horse. Like, there
Yeah,
was all sorts of things like that. It was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Just don't have that anymore. So good.
Yeah.
So Lucky, what is happening in this world of ours?
Whoa, there's a lot going on this week. Tonight, the night of our taping, the 77th Emmy Awards are going. So those are the best, best shows on TV. And so I was looking at some of the statistics of this, and I found this really interesting. Okay, so when we grew up, there were CBS, ABC, and NBC for the most part,
Mhm.
and those were channels that won the Emmy Awards. Um, those three networks are not even in the top 4 for the number of nominations.
Right.
It just shows you how things have changed. HBO Max leads with 142 nominations. Disney has 137, Netflix 120, and Apple TV 81. They don't even crack the top 4. So it really, I guess, everyone knows that that's where a lot of the shows are, but you can't get they can't even crack the top 4. I mean, I'm sure they're nominated for some things, but I don't know. It's just, I found that to be interesting. The outstanding drama series. So let me see if you guys, these are any on your radar. Andor, The Diplomat, The Last of Us, Paradise, The Pit, Severance, Slow Horses, and The White Lotus were the nominees for the drama series. Any of those
I saw
resonate
White
with you?
Lotus and I saw The Diplomat.
Yeah, I saw The Diplomat, which I liked a lot, which they must have another season coming on. I thought that was quite well done. I mean, the shows, a lot of them are very, very well done. But the distinctions, because a lot of the Emmys, not the Emmys, excuse me, a lot of the things like Netflix and HBO Max, those effectively could be motion pictures in some respects, but they're shown on a small screen. Is that the distinction? Is that it's something on a small screen, not a wide screen like
I
a
think
movie
so.
theater?
TV. Yeah, TV.
Yeah,
TV. So yeah.
it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Well,
It has nothing to do with music, right?
No,
that's Grammys.
Grammys.
You
Yeah.
guys don't remember that song, Walk Like an Egyptian?
Yeah.
I tried to walk like an Egyptian, and now I have to see a chiropractor.
Chiropractor. Gotcha.
That well, it's not that it's a bad joke. It's just that you just shifted genres completely from TV to music, so you
I
could
couldn't
get the
get there.
joke
I
in.
couldn't get there. I was trying. I couldn't get there.
Well,
I didn't have a TV joke.
outstanding comedy series, and these ones resonate with anybody. Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, Shrinking, The Studio, and What We Do in the Shadows. Some of those I haven't
Nobody
heard of.
Wants This was very good. That one was I think on Netflix. That was with the rabbi, and God, I forgot her name, Kristen something. I forgot the actress's name. Very good though, because it was well written. It was just a different sort of topic. One of the Bear is on Hulu. I know that. The first one was actually an ABC show,
Abbott Elementary.
Elementary. Yeah, so that's the only broadcast one I recognize. They haven't watched any of it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Also, they're bringing back another. They keep resurrecting these old, these old, movies and TV shows from our era. Alien Earth, which is another it's like 50 years old, isn't it? The original Alien. And then Spinal Tap is back again too. So it's like, are we running out of creativity? We got to resurrect some of these older shows and rebrand them?
I think it's because studios are risk averse. They want to go to things that were successful in the past, right? And the other things cost money to do.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about it last week, and on a related note was the fact that they're going to come out with the first AI cartoon movie or animated movie. And an animated movie, I read this the other day, like a Pixar or something, usually has a production budget and marketing budget of $100 to $200 million. That ChatGPT, they're doing the technology. It's going to cost them $30 million to make this AI generated animated movie. And it's going to be the first one. So they'll have voiceovers, but the artificial intelligence is going to do all the drawing. They're going to take sketches and then they're going to create it into an AI image. And they're interested to see how it works because it's going to really lower the cost of production.
Are they doing this? Is the AI doing the script as well?
That I don't remember. It's called Critters is the movie.
Okay.
Critters instead of an S with a Z. But they've committed to it and they want to get it ready for Cannes, which is next spring, the film festival in France. And they're doing it in a record amount of time. They're going to shorten the production time by at least a year. So it's one of the things that AI will do. So the other one, since we're talking kind of Hollywoodish things, I read this today, and I'm going to ask you questions of height of famous leading actresses. Okay, so there's 5 actresses here. One of them is Lucky's favorite, but I'm going to say, who do you think is the tallest of this group? I'm not going to ask you to rank them or anything like that. Scarlett Johansson. Kim Kardashian isn't an actress, but just bear with me because it was in the same list. Sydney Sweeney, Lady Gaga, and Eva Longoria. Who was the tallest of that group?
Eva Longoria was small.
She looks small. Who was the third one?
I said Sydney Sweeney.
Gosh, is he? Wow.
I'd say it's probably either her or Lady Gaga.
Is it standing up or lying down?
Nice.
Okay.
I'm going to say Sydney.
Okay. Lucky?
Yeah, I think it's Sydney Sweeney or
okay.
Lady Gaga.
So she is tied out of the group I gave you. She is tied as the tallest.
Wow.
At 5 feet 3 inches.
Oh, wow.
So this is what the whole context of the article was, how short they are.
Yeah.
So Sydney Sweeney is 5'3", Scarlett Johansson 5'3", Kim Kardashian 5'2", Lady Gaga 5'1", and Eva Longoria 5'1".
Wow.
How tiny they are.
Yeah.
And there's some other actresses that they talk about, they're almost secondary ones, but it was incredible how short they were. I would have thought, candidly, Eva Longoria was taller. I don't know why. I just always thought she was taller. But if you think about, Lady Gaga was in a major motion picture with Bradley Cooper. Maybe it suggests he's not that tall. I have no idea. I didn't look up any of that stuff. But I found that to be interesting. How short they are.
that reminds me to share with you guys that me and Mrs. Fun have started role playing in the bedroom, and her favorite sexy librarian, where I sit quietly while she reads a book.
Speaking of that sexual position, so
Yes.
the newest, most popular sex position list was released this week. So, and Bed Bible Research Center is where this data comes from. So it is, it's like legit.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think about popular?
Wait, how do you say that with a straight face? The Bed Bible Research Center makes it legit.
I'm a legitimate newsman. I tell the news. I do the research find the right sources. The most popular sex position. What do you think it is these days?
Missionary.
Doggy.
Doggy style is rated is 35.1% people. I'm
still in the game. I am still in the game.
Missionary 22.5% of people.
Wow.
Say that's their most favorite.
Okay, so that's 50-ish%. What are the other positions?
Cowgirl, 19.4. So that's very
Reverse
popular.
cowgirl? Is reverse cowgirl on the list?
Reverse cowgirl is down the list at 4%. 69 comes in at fourth. 4% of people that's their favorite.
Wow.
Holding legs up, spooning, oral, anal, and the good old tabletop rounds out the top.
That's a position, tabletop.
Well, we were discussing is it doing it on a table or the girl in a tabletop position and the guy, getting her.
Well, I don't understand how that works. So
maybe it's a very flat girl, like a flat girl.
They're on their hands and knees. I mean, their hands and their feet in almost like a table position.
This might be worth having people watch the video on YouTube to see Lucky lean back to try to describe. Yeah. It looks like he's playing crab soccer. Remember that from school?
I've never done the crab soccer / tabletop position myself in that position.
There's a really difficult class they now teach on how to give blowjobs. Yeah, they say the class really sucks. Sucks.
Yeah,
no, okay,
definitely.
I thought you were going to say hard to get ahead.
Oh, that's good too. Look at you.
You're rubbing off. 141 episodes we've done so far.
Speaking of rubbing off, you should take that class.
He's got a PhD in that. What are you talking about?
Rubbing off.
Okay.
Hey, there's a fraternity at Maryland that only takes uncircumcised guys. Yeah, the house is filled with complete dicks.
Complete dicks. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Back to some of the news things I saw. So all of us have iPhones, correct? Everyone using iPhones these days,
we
right?
do. Yep.
Yeah. When's the last time you upgraded your phone? How old's your phone?
Upgraded it or updated? You mean upgraded? I got a new one.
Got a new phone.
It's very timely because I just talked about today. My phone is older than my kids' phones. There's something wrong with that.
Mine's probably been maybe 2-3 years. Something like that.
So yeah, I just recently got talked into getting a new iPhone, which is fine, and I had a free upgrade and whatever. But so the new iPhones came out last week, and all the other Apple products came out, and the new features. But most of the press who are reviewing the new technology are saying, don't rush out to go get a new phone because the new features aren't really that miraculous. Like with the phones, they have a new ultra thin model. Which are you upset with how thick your phone is? Would you like a thinner phone?
I mean, the iPhones are thin to begin with, but you put a big thick case on it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So.
Yep. So that's a big one. Better movie. They have a titanium frame now, iPhone now. The camera and the battery and the storage are better, but like current phones are just, they work well for you unless you break it or you lose it or whatever. There's not a lot of people rushing out to get new phones. So you wonder if is Apple going to come up with something where you click upgrade this, your operating system, and all of a sudden your battery doesn't last as long or something like that because they need people to buy phones.
Yeah, so governments have gone after Apple because of that, right? Because they think that they were doing things to make them obsolete, right?
Yep.
Planned obsolescence, right? And so people are having to get these phones. Which, going back to one of the things you say, which drives me nuts, not you saying it, but when your family comes up to you and says free upgrade,
yeah,
that's the biggest load of crap.
Right.
It's basically all you're allowed to do is buy another phone on an installment plan. That's all it is, right? Yeah. So because you now have a bill for $1,000 phone that they're going to spread out over 3 years, and what was free about your upgrade, Lucky?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that I've had phones where I have a monthly fee for the phone over a period of time.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I have that with this current one. I did with my prior one, and I had exhausted that. So
I would find it hard to believe you have a free phone, but who knows? Yeah. Let me know if you do, because I got to upgrade.
I'll look at the bill.
Yeah.
I got to upgrade.
Do you guys use AirPods?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Mine just busted, as a matter of fact. I get any new ones.
Well, there's some features in here. So they have some good noise cancellation, but they have a heart rate sensor now that's built into the AirPods, which I thought was pretty cool.
The other thing, the AirPods, I guess Apple's playing catch up. I didn't realize this. That Google had it, and I think Android's had it. It has translations while your AirPods are in your ears. It'll reduce the volume and then it'll give you the immediate translation in different language. I guess that's new for Apple. I
Yeah.
didn't know they
What
did.
good does the heart rate thing do for me? Like my heart rate seems to be up there a little bit from
Well,
time
heart
to
rate
time.
and calories, like if you're listening, using these things and you want to,
Yeah.
get a sense or whatever. I mean, the Apple Watch has a hypertension detection feature now, which is pretty cool. So I think these,
Right.
I would get a lot of run out of the health features of these things if they were accurate and, it's like free wellness checks, kind of thing. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw another interesting thing. So Nepal, the government attempted to ban social media, which again, a movement towards, getting people off of phones and, like engaging in social media, probably, government discourse and, people using it to, blast how that, critique how the government's going. But the prime minister had to leave the capital, Kathmandu, because there was all these demonstrations in the capital city because people were pissed about getting rid of social media in Nepal. I
So
don't know what
he
you guys
had,
think of that.
if I read this correctly, the prime minister had come up with, to your point, they were banning social media. He walked it back due to protest or whatever you want to choose, but then they still burned down part of the Capitol building in Kathmandu after he'd already walked back the thing. And they said Gen Z. That's how they said it was a bunch of teenagers, right? And there's like a youth leader of some sort in
Yeah.
Nepal, which is
Yep. Yep.
interesting. So,
Yeah.
Hey, Biff, with all your worldly travels, especially around Europe, you ever seen a Gurkha? Is that how you
uh,
say their names? The soldiers from Nepal who fight for the
I've not.
British?
It's kind of the India. It's all that kind of northern, like India and all that Gurkha. I'm not sure I've ever seen one, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
there's a great documentary on about these guys that's they don't have much opportunity. So if you're selected to be in the British military, I don't know enough about it. I'm going to embarrass myself, but I think also Singapore and a couple other folks have Gurkhas, and they're just these guys who are incredibly brave fighters, and they're all from Nepal. It's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And then last but not least, so we're in week 2 of the football season, and ESPN loves to put out lists, to get people's attention or whatever. So ESPN recently just ranked the degree of difficulty for 60 different sports from hardest to easiest. And I guess they do this periodically. I remember them doing it a couple years ago, but they updated the list. So what do you think? Give me some of the top 10 hardest.
And hardest, just without giving away who it's in, not endurance, but physical endurance. It's physicality in a sense. Is that what they're saying?
Degree
Hardest
of difficulty. So probably
degree.
endurance and skill and hand-eye coordination-ish kind
And
of
then
stuff.
these are mainstream sports. We're not going to
Or
be.
Olympic sports. They'd
Well,
be
there's
Olympic
60
sports.
sports on here. So yeah, it covers most everything,
I mean,
like
I personally think you have to be a freakish athlete now to play basketball.
basketball is number 4 on the degree of difficulty.
So I know that because it's not going to do it because it's a niche sport. I think downhill skiing is a super
Skiing alpine
difficult.
is 11.
Yeah, but I think so basketball's 4.
Every baseball player tells me it's the hardest sport because you only hit 3 out of 10 times. Is it on the list?
Baseball, softball is number 9.
Oh,
And
well,
I think
okay.
softball's harder than baseball, to be honest with you.
Tour de France.
Biking,
Cycling.
no, that's nowhere.
Wow.
Cycling distance is number 20.
All right. Well, okay. Since we're not guessing very well here, what's number 1?
Okay, from 10 all the way up to 1. Soccer, number 10. Baseball and softball, 9. Gymnastics is the 8th most difficult sport. Tennis, number 7. Martial arts, number 6. Wrestling, number 5. Basketball, 4. Football, number 3. Ice hockey, number 2. And the most difficult sport is boxing, according to ESPN.
Huh.
I should have guessed hockey. I was thinking that, and I just didn't say it. Just so
I
you
mean,
know.
but look, they're all those sports. They're so tough. It's amazing. Swimming's not on the list. You think about the endurance on that in the top 10. Swimming's impossible.
Swimming, all strokes distance 36.
Jeez.
Hockey is eye-hand coordination while skating as fast as you can.
And leg strength.
Okay, get this. Horse racing is the 50th most difficult. Golf is 51 according to their list.
Is auto racing on the list? Tell me.
Auto racing, I think is on the list.
I would think it is because of
Somewhere
G
on,
forces.
yeah,
The
somewhere on the list.
centrifugal forces, some
But
of that stuff.
fishing is of their 60 sports is the least difficult. Billiards, shooting, bowling, curling, archery, equestrian, all the easiest sports in their list.
So I don't want to spend much time talking about college football, but yesterday there were two of the greatest games I've seen in a long time. Tennessee versus Georgia. Again, kicker misses a kick. Tennessee to win the game. They haven't won since 2016 against Georgia, right? I think that's the record. And then Notre Dame, Texas A&M.
That's
The
great.
hold, they missed the snap on the extra point, and Texas
Wow.
A&M wins that game. It was a great game. They were great games. You feel bad for both the losing sides, but they were great football games. If you get a chance to see a replay this week, I would definitely suggest doing it. It does say though, in both those cases, so Tennessee had 104,000 people at that game, and you got a kicker who I think was a freshman.
Oh
He
my
looked like
gosh.
he was about 15 years old, and the pressure on that kid. He was literally a kid to do that's incredible. And the same thing at Notre Dame, probably 80,000 people there, and it was a fumbled snap. And again, somebody that doesn't have the lion's share of the attention the entire game, then they have that. It's incredible. So
At the Turk game, the crowd was pretty good. I got hit in the head with some sodium chloride. That's assault. That's assault.
Our
No.
Terps are 3-0.
very good. I did. I like that one. That one.
You do? Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
very good. So,
I'll say it again. That's assault. That's assault.
So just because I like to feed the beast, that you guys know, I did wear white pants today in a golf tournament, which I was proud. They were white pants, not white jeans, and we wore them as part of a charity fundraiser for Operation Seize the Day, which is a military veterans fundraiser here in Bethany Beach. I'm prefacing that we wore white pants and red shirts. I sent a photo to you guys, Mr. Fun.
I
What'd you say?
said you look like 3 used tampons.
Right.
Because
Okay.
yeah.
Again,
Because you had the red shirt and the white pants, and you had
would
white
it
shoes.
be beyond anything to compliment me for our outfit? No, you came back
Was
with
for the
that.
military? What was it for injury?
Operation Seize the Day feeds into the Wounded Warriors. It's it takes over Bethany Beach for much of September. They do a great job supporting the military veterans and their families.
Your dad was in the military, right?
My dad was Army.
Maybe you
He
can
was
help
Army.
me. In the Army, I kept asking people, nobody would tell me what the lowest rank in the Army was. They kept saying it was private.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so here's a random one. So we have this condominium we're renting out, right? And constantly it's always about washing sheets, right? Washing the towels and linens and things like that. Which got me thinking back to being in college. Do you ever remember washing your sheets?
We
At
were roommates, Biff.
At Christmas break, when you went home, you took all
Isn't
your
that think about that's the grossest thing ever. You don't wash. It was hard enough to wash clothes, but I just don't remember washing sheets.
No way. Lucky, when I roomed with Biff, he had some disgusting habits, and I kept saying, "You should really wash your sheets. You should
Yeah.
really wash your sheets."
Yeah, you keep that up, Mr. Bud. But it was one of those things. I was like, I couldn't remember washing sheets, and
I
I'm just
don't.
like,
I don't either. I don't remember washing sheets, and
yeah.
I remember having like 2 weeks worth of clothes, so that I only had to do clothes every 14 days.
Yeah.
You didn't do it more often than that.
My mom often would say, "Just throw your stuff away. Don't bring it home." She didn't even let that shit in her house, like sheets and blankets and towels and stuff like that. She just buy me new stuff.
It's so
Yeah,
funny.
it was such a pain to go. What was the name of the place I used to go to? It was Soaps, I think it was called. It was like a
Suds.
The Suds I thought it was Soaps, but Suds, whatever, the same sort of play on words there.
Soaps.
And you go there and sit there and presumably study, right, while you're doing your laundry.
You'd have to sit there because if you came back, your wet clothes were like in a basket next to the dryer. Like people would just rip it out of the dryer. It was crazy. It was crazy. I was remembered of a story. I don't know if I've told it on the podcast before that. I was around when ramen was new. When the bags of ramen, it was probably not new. It just became popular or whatever. And I go to college and I'm watching people rip open the ramen, put the package in there, the water, blah, blah, blah. And they're eating it. And I go, it's a soup? So for like 3 years, my mother used to drain the water and we used to eat it as noodles. I had no idea ramen was a soup until I went to college.
I know people who ate it
Wait,
without like broth in it. Like they would put
no, wait, wait,
butter
wait.
and
Let me
that.
understand that. You ate it like it was spaghetti?
Yeah, we're not known for reading period, but definitely reading directions. And I would eat it like it was spaghetti. Like that was normal. I was fascinated. I was like, what are you guys doing? And they were eating it like a soup. I was like, oh my gosh, how did I not know this?
Yeah,
Changed
I
my
know a
life.
lot of people who don't put they'll cook the noodles, but then they
Yeah.
would empty the water and put like butter and the flavor packet in there and eat it like that.
Wow. All right.
We,
all
we,
right.
I would always make ramen noodles, right? So you boil it up, put the chicken seasoning in there, make it the soup, and then scramble an egg and throw it in there.
Oh,
So you made it like egg drop soup, right? So you gave it some more extra protein. But what we did, there's a story of ramen, which I'm not going to go into. Almost like Mr. Fun story from earlier. I don't know the exact story, but I think the guy invented it. To your point, Mr. Fun, it's a modern invention, is ramen noodle. I think it's an alkaline or something in the noodle itself, out of Japan, and that's where he became. It's like the guy that invented Post-it notes. He sort of did it for another company, but it's obviously one of the most successful food products in the world. So
Wow.
we got a final one, which is kind of going to bring back to something we talked about. Gosh, this has to be at least a year ago, maybe a little bit longer. And this was the whole. It was an online thing. I think, like you brought to the table, like what animals could you take down with your bare hands? Anyways, at the boathouse last night, somehow I bring this up with a few people, and it was, what animal could you take down with your own hand? And we talked about one guy, could you take down a kangaroo? No, couldn't take down a kangaroo. Right, that was that. Then it was, the one which had asked several people, and I can't remember the ones where we stumbled on, but it was eagle. I remember we got into the eagle discussion. Like, could you
Yeah.
take an eagle down with your bare hands? And not a person said they could take an eagle down.
No.
So
Kangaroos are different sizes. I don't think you can take one of those giant red kangaroos, but I think I could take one of the little ones.
that's a wallaby, isn't it? A little
No,
one?
they're still kangaroos. They're just not
Oh.
6 feet tall and professional boxers.
So, but interestingly enough, and I didn't raise it, was the one guy goes Komodo dragon. I think it could take a Komodo dragon down, and
No,
we were calling
no.
BS on that
No.
based on research, right?
That's
Yeah.
like
Past
they're-
research.
They're mean.
Yeah.
And they're
We did the homework. We did
like
the
a hell.
homework. They eat
They're-
like cows. They can
Yeah.
eat anything. They're vicious animals that are,
Okay.
and I think their skin is like alligator like. Like I don't think you can take it down.
Now, did we talk about an ostrich?
I could avoid the legs. I could take down an ostrich. Just
You could.
don't.
What, are you going to sweep the legs? What are you?
I'm going to come from the front because I don't think they kick out. Do they? Don't they kick back or out? Which way? Which way do I have to come?
I don't know. They're
Well,
pet-
they
they would-
peck. They got the long necks and the pecks. They'll peck the
They'll
hell
I
out
would
of you.
jump. I would jump on its back and hold its neck and ride it till it was exhausted. That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
So,
Because I'm a little heavy, so eventually it would go down, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it go down?
so
I don't-
which? Okay, let's. Since you just said heavy, you've the Great Weight Loss of 2025. You've hit pause,
No,
right?
I did, but I've been working out. I've been walking, but I don't want to tell you guys. I want to surprise you.
To tell us what you just told us you're walking.
I'm feeling guilty. What was it? What's the reason that people started taking Ozempic?
To lose weight.
No,
No.
what was the medicine for? Was it like high
Oh,
blood
the
pressure?
original one was diabetes, wasn't it?
Yeah, I feel guilty. Like I think I should only do it when I get diabetes. Then I'll be skinny and healthy.
Well, don't do it
Yeah.
when you get don't get diabetes.
Mr. Fun, you need to enter the Great Lock-In.
The
What's
lock-in.
that?
It's this thing that Gen Z is doing from September to November. They're it's almost like they're picking a New Year's resolution mid-year and locking in for 3 months and trying to deliver on it. And they're posting out on social media what their personal betterment challenge is and trying to get there by November. So you need to get in there.
Get in there, just lock in for 3 months of non-eating and exercise.
Yeah, whatever it
Can I
takes.
get through all the tailgates we're having first for football?
We can
I
have
gotta get through those.
the tofu chicken wings. We'll give you those. How about that?
Hey, here's a story. Do you realize when you clean out your vacuum, you actually become a vacuum cleaner?
I forget. Yes.
Did you know that?
Mhm.
Hey, what do elevators do when they break down? Nothing. They're just stairs. They just stare. Stairs. It just
Mhm.
stares.
No, you got it wrong. You've actually told that joke not too long ago.
Really?
You said elevator there. You meant escalator.
Escalator.
Yes.
Sorry, this has been an up and down
Very
podcast
good.
for me. You're pushing all the wrong buttons.
So, okay. Now, I hate to ask for another joke, Mr. Fun. We are at the point for the grand finale of your jokes, the risque joke.
No, I'm a little worried about this one, to be honest with you, because I don't like using the word priest in a joke, or nuns, because I think I'm going to get hit by lightning. But well, hold on. Well, what's the proper phrase now for when you transition from male to female? Remember we used to call them sex changes? Can I tell a joke with the word sex change in it? I'm just
Transitioning.
going to do it. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
Priests are now allowed to do sex change operations in church. The choir will actually sing a song when the penis is removed. They call it the opening hymn. Opening hymn.
Oh, jeez.
No?
We should have known when you were trying to explain it. And then you said, "Can I say the word sex change?" Which is 2 words, but you were struggling there. You were
opening hymn though, right?
I get that. I get that.
Right.
Him, HIM as opposed to HYMN.
Yes.
That's very good. So good. So wonderful. So I've heard another shout out to April B, our super fan in Maryland. She is consistently commenting positively on the podcast, and we are sharing it with everybody. People can get it, obviously, as we've done before, on YouTube, on all the podcast platforms. We are everywhere. So there's no excuse for nobody not listening to us. So please share it with your friends. Please like and subscribe. And if they want to get a hold of us the old-fashioned way, Lucky, how do they do that?
Talkabout2023@gmail.com. Keep the emails coming.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. We're doing this obviously again on remotely, but that's with Lucky's world travel schedule here, we're having to work towards that, which is good. We're excited that he's going all these great places. Mexico's the next stop on your list, is that right?
No, I'm going to Clemson Family Weekend next weekend.
Oh, Clemson, 0-2, right?
Wow,
they're 1-2.
1-2. Excuse me, they lost yesterday, right?
Yeah, they lost yesterday to Georgia Tech, who's really good. So in Clemson, Tiger Town, the sky's falling in, so we'll see.
So our youngest daughter was at Virginia Tech yesterday and watched them lose to Old Dominion, and their coach is history. As of today.
Wow.
Got fired. 0-3 start.
And if I have a moment, I really want to thank you guys. I mean, I appreciate all this time that we've spent together, 142 episodes. But tomorrow, I don't know if you know this, but the 15th is there's rumors. I read this that aliens are coming to Earth to kidnap all the sexiest men. So it's my time to say goodbye to you guys. It's been great, and I'm going to miss you.
Now, we can take that one of 2 ways, Mr. Fun.
Oh, they're going to take you?
Yes.
You're a sexy alien. You look like a sexy alien.
So good. All right. Well, thank you for that, Mr. Fun, for that. Once again, your words of wisdom. So, anyway, it's great seeing you guys, and thank you for everybody for listening. And until we do it again next week, let me just say goodbye. Okay, ready? Outro time, gentlemen.
The outro.
The ever popular outro.
Did I tell you the joke about a joke with baguette in it last week?
Yes.
Damn it! All right, you guys can talk amongst yourself. I feel like I have one joke I haven't told you. I don't know.
Really? Oh, the baguette. What was the?
What?
Right, go ahead. No, go ahead.
It was the baguette joke?
What was the baguette joke?
It was I went to the zoo to see a baguette. There was a sign that said "Bred in captivity."
You told that one.
Told that one. How about this one? What do you call friends that like to eat together? Taste buds. And you guys are my taste buds.
Oh, jeez.
Do you guys, are you a big cheese curd fan?
I like cheese curds. Yeah. Poutine.
Cheese curds?
Yeah, fried cheese curds is a big Wisconsin thing, right?
Yeah, I was in Green Bay. You basically get that as a side with pretty much everything. It's like more popular than French fries.
I don't know what they are. What are they?
It's just part of the process of making the cheese. They just come out. They're kind of lumps of cheese at the
end. It's
like
of the day, right? Dense fried cheese.
Right, and then they fry it. It's almost like it's like mozzarella sticks if they were the shape of a popcorn kernel, right? Or popcorn. They're very good.
Right. Well, all this is incredibly interesting.
Oh, good. Okay,
But
so go ahead.
I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. to listen to us on this week's version of Talk About with Biff, Lucky, and Mr. Fun. And we look forward to talking to you next week. And Lucky, what do we never say?
Never say goodbye.
We never say goodbye.
We just say
All right.
until next time.
All right.
Hasta luego. See you later. Au revoir. Ciao. All right. See you guys.
I had fun this week.